In the bottom left side, we have a red Zerg player who is fighting for Team Prep. It is BYUL. And in the top right side, we have a blue Terran player fighting for Shopify Rebellion. It's no one else but Byun. Byun and BYUL going at it once more. We have in the middle of the map, it seems like already a bit of a party going on. What's this then? And uninvited guests are going to show up as well. This overlord here will be able to catch a glimpse of the sneaky double barracks in the map. So far, we'll just have to see how BYUL will be able to deal with this. Just have to wait and see. Just gonna let that settle for a little bit, of course. Nothing being cancelled, drones are being pulled, but the drones are a little bit late here. I don't think these drones are going to be able to accomplish anything, unless if they get a... Oh no, both those... one of the drones not attacking the SCV is going to be able to complete it, but... the SCV still falls, so... A dead SCV here is still pretty nice for BYUL, because that means there's less likelihood of a bunker going up. Now with even more drones here, this is starting to get a bit silly, but at least he knows he will be safe. Right, he's lost 2 drones so far. Byun trying his best with the micro. BYUL trying to, well, do the same pretty much. And of course with a bunch of drones. Doesn't have that many workers at home, so yeah. Byun getting a bit more economic advantage here. Of course, the second base for BYUL already set up, rolling, making more drones, as Byun's expansion over here only just started with the production. They've just made the blueprints for it, basically, and now they finally laid some groundwork, trying to get that produced. Catch up with this economy game. It's always weird, right? Because the Zerg, they sacrifice a lot of economy, but in the end, it's still okay, because they do have that second base. Extra drone production just takes them a little bit, and then they'll be able to set up shop. With some fairly nice confidence. A little circling there, almost getting the SCV, at least getting a little bit of a delay on that command center right there. Good job by BYUL, even growing that furthering the lead of his expansion over that of his opponent. Byun, 2 Reapers overall now could cause quite a bit of havoc here without the speed anywhere nearby. For the Zerglings, of course, that's just about halfway done now. Reapers are staying pretty casually right now, though. Not looking for too much trouble. Or are they? Or are they? I don't know. I guess they're waiting for creep 2 miss or like a 3rd base drone coming out. Anything like that. Just chilling back in this place. Let's take a look. There's two tech labs being constructed. I think he's going to switch them up. We'll have to see. Actually, there's a Viking in production right now. Could be just for mass marine upgrades here. Ooh, the Reapers. They've overstayed their welcome here. At least one of them has. As that speed is completed, of course, it does become a little bit more dangerous on that other side. As soon as the enemy jumps you don't have that much time to respond anymore. 3 Hellions, a Reaper. Siege tank and the Vikings here as well. I like the Viking. The single Viking in TVZ. It's something that people have been doing since the very first release of StarCraft, of course, but it's still a cool thing, right? It's just this one little unit just made to clear up scouting units on the map, those overlords. Make things a little bit easier down the line. Put the Zerg in the dark, of course, mainly. Not allow them to see what is happening, and then you go. You can do what you want without the Zerg immediately being in the know. Which is pretty much exactly what you need as a Zerg in order to get yourself in a proper position, of course. So the Hellions on the other side now trying to do a little bit of the same as we saw those Reapers do. It's not much, just kind of sitting on the edge of creep here. This is an opportunity. He sees the creep tumor. There we go. Oh, he sees a couple more. So that's one way to stay safe with the Hellions. Just make sure you have 20 creep tumors going up at the same time. No way can they burst through all of them. More Zergling scouts scavenging the map, trying to find anything out of the ordinary here. Anything they can pick up on and try to inform the rest of the hive about. Don't find too much interesting over here. This is pretty much the interesting bit. The Marines and the siege tank in the middle of the map. Let's back around over here now. Starting to shoot down the rocks actually. Wasn't really anticipating this from Byun. Guess he just wants a quicker reinforcing path for his units. Because he will be pushing in here. I guess, yeah, well, he does have a third base on the way as well. But yeah, I'm assuming we're going to see a big line of infantry and other units coming along the track. Trying to reinforce this at all times. Hellions. Alright, still on top of his Hellion control. Finds a good amount of links there. It makes things more difficult for BYUL with the defense of this area. He does seem to have enough units. Seemingly enough. Not that much creep around, but he should have enough if Byun tries to move any further forwards. As the reinforcements, actually bringing them in with the medevacs, something we've been seeing a little bit more of recently. As the Zerg's gotten a bit more ready to jump in with Zerglings as the reinforcements come in through the ground. Get efficient trades that way. Well, I'm not really keen on letting that happen, so bringing in a couple of extra medevacs with those units in order to securely transport them. Zerglings on the other side, seeing that there's no third base just quite yet. It is flying over, so that is going to be delayed by those Zerglings as well. Nice little boon for BYUL. So we're still waiting for Byun to kind of get anything going here. 11 Mutalisks in the production tab. It caused quite the stir. Marines, once again, nice pickup right there. In fact, getting a little bit low. Looks like the Zergling attack didn't quite do too much yet. Just waiting for more units to come along. Mutalisk as well. I don't think Byun knows anything about the Mutalisk right now, up until this very moment, of course. Where he is going to be aware, painfully so. Those siege tanks on top could be a prime target as well. Does BYUL go for it? Yes, he does. 2 siege tanks should be going down here. There we go. A little bit careful with the Marines. Sees that there's not that many on the top side. Does take those out as well. And now it is just starting to add up. 12 SCVs just going down in a blink of an eye. More Mutalisk harassment is taking part. Will put Byun in the awkward position here. Wanting to move forwards a little bit quicker than he would have initially wanted to. Doesn't have that much. The siege tanks, oh, they need to target fire properly on the banelings. Will it be enough? I don't think so. Definitely not the case. More Marines are coming in though. Are we going to see the splits of a lifetime against those banelings? They're already quite hot on the heels of those Marines. And a lot of them are going down on the journey homewards. Trying to utilize the ramp here, spreading out even more so as he does stabilize. But man, that was a dirty trade. A dirty, dirty trade for Byun, I would say. BYUL doing a good job with the harassment, setting up shop with the Mutalisk The one problem for him, I would say, is that he's still not really up there with his drone count. He's only lost 2 of them, which is why I thought he would be around the 70 mark right now, but still around the same number as Byun. And Byun, a little bit torn between whether he wants to be attacking or defending against the Mutalisk right now. BYUL's playing this well. I really like the way BYUL's playing this. Keeping his opponent busy, just staying ever so patient on his side of the map. Never engaging the Terran army that he really had no business in doing so. Very casually kind of strumming along the map. Thors and Widowmines are going to be incorporated with this force now as well. I think that is a fantastic idea. One of the best units for the Terran, of course, in their arsenal is that Widowmine. And then combining it with the Thor as well is absolutely wonderful. You get the range, you get the damage, all the splash. All of it together. Thor's not only good against kind of zoning away the Mutalisk, but of course as well, if you have them a little bit at the forefront, these Banelings, you're going to have to be controlling them as BYUL, right? In order to stop them from setting off onto the Thor. Because that would just be horribly inefficient. Right. One lone medevac here in the corner. I'm not even sure if it's supposed to do any drop damage. Almost feels like it just sent it over as deep and as far away as possible from the Mutalisk to get himself some breathing room on the other side of the map. Did find a way to clean up some of the creep tombs, but I mean, this is still a rough position for him. He would definitely like to find some other areas where he can get that damage done. Onto drones, onto hatcheries, anything really. The creep tombs are also pretty good to take out. You know, but if you're trading medevacs for creep tombs, that is... Ugh. Widowmine makes the break. I would love it if you have like a big big clump of Mutalisk and then they get hit by Widowmine, and then the Mutalisk kind of look like those billiards, right, on a billiards table after they've been hit the first time from that triangle shape, and they just all start bouncing against one another, and that'd be funny. But anyway, I think I'm the only one who wants to see that. Let's see. It's not that great of an assault there for BYUL, as long as the split is appropriate, which it definitely seems to be. BYUL coming in with even more Banelings though. Is this enough right now? There's more Terran coming in as well. I think this might be a planetary that survives this for the time being. A lot of SCVs break. That's a good portion of the army of BYUL as well. Definitely a miscontrol there for BYUL. Could have been a much more devastating assault, and couldn't quite get the ball rolling there. 13 SCVs down is a good number. And now with these Mutalisks trying again to poke in once more, but reinforcing Marines have come along from the production line. And now this assault here for Byun. Has he found himself the golden moments here? BYUL in mid-transition as well into the lurk attack. So this is sort of his, I mean, it was a brave one, but it may come to cost him. This going to be the case though, of course. We wonder, there seems to be enough Zerglings here once again. Even without the Mutalisk now just on the happy trail of those medevacs. Just chugging along, and that is so much damage right now. Most of those medevacs do fall. As we can see, the units lost a little bit in favor for BYUL, but I mean, he's been mining more, right? He has. It's a rough spot. It's a rough spot to be in. For Byun now again. Thought maybe that was going to be a moment where he's going to start breaking through. start getting some actual damage onto his opponent. But now, it's coming in again, but as Lurkers this time. Guess the Lurkers don't have any upgrades just quite yet, so it might still be quite playable here. Oh, that's a good surround with the Zerglings. Oh, man. Yeah, Byun just doesn't have enough. He just does not have anywhere near enough. This Mutalisk might take quite a bit of damage from the Widow Mines. No, they're shooting the Zerglings with the Widow Mines. Byun's still holding on here. Trying his best with these trades. I mean, still just ever so slightly trading more favorably, and as long as he can keep his own expansion secure as well, might be okay. BYUL though no longer on the 60 workers, he is on 83, so I feel like with Byun he cannot afford to keep taking damage on his side of the map either. Does look like he has forced BYUL once again into a defensive setup. Counter attack. Some Mutalisk perhaps going to take part. The mines. Yeah, look at this. Look at how deep he's willing to run onto the creep right now. In comparison to where and how we saw him push a little bit before. Definitely a stark difference. Mutalisk once again finding trouble. Getting the heck out of there right now. Upgrades +3 for the armor of Zerglings coming in. Byun has had the upgrades for a little bit longer now. So I guess that may have been another helpful way for him to trade out more favorably. Which could start turning on in a couple of minutes, of course. As soon as those upgrades for the Zerg also complete. He needs to get on top of those Lurkers, I would say, if he does want to get anything going here. Big counter attack as well. Oh boy, this could be the moment. Big attacks all across the map. 2 of them on BYUL's side. One a massive one coming for Byun's main base. 2 expansions finally being broken though, BYUL. Was this the right choice for him? Suddenly the supply all the way upside down, not looking all that great for his for the Zerg. It's the army of the Terrans still bursting on forwards here, not being opposed by any type of Lurkers. There's still 10 Lurkers on the map, but where are they? They are just spread out everywhere. Some of them defending, I guess one of them defending at least. There we go, look at the power of just one of those Lurkers trying to take out that bio here. Very good stuff. Now imagine if there's 6 of them, that's right, because that is still on the production of Byun here. Byun needs to be careful, don't lose more units now. Lurkers, quick burrow and burrow. Oh, the command center was still on the ground. Byun would love to get those Liberators out, but does not appear to be something he's going to get anytime soon. SCV's back onto the ground. There's still a supply lead for Terran here. He has to be careful. Those Lurkers, they deal a lot of damage. Oh, careful. Alright, picks up again. Getting the Overseer here would be pretty great as well. Now, BYUL, he desperately needs to get a couple of hatcheries back up mining again, because Byun, he's still mining. He may not have that much production left. Well, he has the barracks up in the sky. You know, he could start doing stuff from there, but Byun still has 3 bases, a potential 4th base even on the way right now. Feels like he realized that this is a great opportunity for him to just set up shop with a bit of extra economy. When both players kind of getting shot in the foot, economically speaking. Still 4 Lurkers here on the top. Actually, made that 5. Command center being saved as hatcheries. Number 1 being placed down. No hatchery here just quite yet. Really shows how deep the waters are for BYUL here. Zerglings, everything right now is still quite a bit troublesome. Every single unit's ever so important right now, of course, in situations like these. Guess he will just never be able to push out of this location, though. As if he makes like a Nidus or an Overlord with a drop to start picking up those units, maybe. But right now, not looking all that great. Like this command center to go to the right side, really. Maybe even to the left. Yeah, maybe that would be a good idea. Just have everything together over here. It's a pretty easy spot to defend if you have your army over here, right? Just left, right. And then a couple of big flank areas as well, I suppose, but... Did he just keep on making command centers? Is he just going mass orbital now? I guess so. He's got a lot of energy as well. I don't understand why he made so many orbitals. And then... It's confusing, isn't it? Because he's just busy trying to keep tabs on everything else here, but... Like, he's not muling. Like, at all, right? Why is he not muling? That is a really interesting question. I guess he wants the scans for the lurkers, right? Must be the case. It must be the case. Right, I think I've just learned StarCraft 2. Oh, there we are. Liberators have arrived, finally! That is going to be the way for Byun to clear out the main base. It's going to allow him to start mining here again as well. It's not that much minerals left, but still a good amount, right? Still could help you out quite a bit. Now, how many Hydras do we have? We have 3 Hydras. Parasitic bomb onto the Medivacs, nicely split out. Lurkers very far removed from the infantry here, but I'm gonna start rotating with this. No ghost at all. I mean, he is in a tough spot, man. He is been mining with 44 workers and 200 mules. A couple of lurkers over here, actually, also finding a bit of damage. He's lost most of his production as well, right? Look, he does. I don't think he has a factory even anymore. Does he? Oh, he does. Alright, well, he has a factory then. I guess he could make a Ghost Academy, but might just feel like he doesn't need to in this situation. Liberated siege tanks, also a viable way to try and counteract your opponent. Especially if your opponent doesn't have that much money and thus not gonna have that many Vipers. Maybe that is a miscalculation from Byun, who knows? I mean, there are 2 Vipers out and about right now, just haven't found that much value yet. Alright. 2 little balls of bio. I mean, this is, yeah, this is just quite clearly, I think, just Byun favored. It has been for a while, it feels like. Just when Byun took out BYUL's expansions and BYUL went for the production, if you go for the production of the Terran, you're trying to finish them off, right? You're trying to win the game right then and there. Stopping the production was a great way, but he didn't take out as much of the economy for Byun. Byun's just been in a way better position to rebuild everything he has. And thus is now 60 supply above his opponent. Oh, the lurkers coming forwards. Big Stim trying to catch them. Still, the burrow was somewhat in time as well. Is it in time? I think so. That's still a lot of lurkers. Without any siege tanks or liberators or ghosts here, this is still being an enormous nuisance. Losing a siege tank as well, that is rough. Liberators setting up shop. Viper, 1 Viper remains. Would be very useful right now. Those Hydras taking out the Liberator. Oh, coming in from the backside as well. That is the flank. That is gonna do it. GG is called. BYUL takes Byun takes game number 1. Alright. Game number 2. In the bottom left side, there's a blue Terran player fighting for Shopify Rebellion. It is Byun. Top right side, a red Zerg fighting for Team Brap. Put your flippers together for BYUL. Wonderful. Now, well. Look at what we got over here. Well, if I've seen my share of StarCraft 2, I believe this could be the Triple Reaper Ruperuno. The Triple Reaper Ruperuno. It's coming in. It's going to come in hard. It's going to come in with a lot of shooting and a lot of bouncy nades. A lot of bouncing up and down on the bouncy castle, which is the side of each high ground, apparently, for a Reaper. Each high ground is the bouncy house if you are a Reaper. Now, how much is this going to do? Well, yeah. Usually, these days, doesn't do that much. Is that going to be the case this time around? One Reaper floating across. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Two Queens about to be ready, of course, here for the defense. But now there's 2 Reapers. Third one coming in. The idea for Byun is that he's trying to keep these Reapers alive, of course. Doesn't want to lose a single one of them. BYUL wants to kill them, clearly. And he would like to do that with Queens for the time being until he has the speed upgrade, which is going to make this a bit of an easier defense. I've seen people do Roaches as well against this. It's okay, you can go Roaches. Especially now that there's a lot of different ways you can approach this game as well, with Roaches later down the line as a Zerg, right? We've experimented with it a bit better. We know a couple more of the timings you can hit with Roaches, all that good stuff. But BYUL sticking with the Zerglings for the time being. The Reapers might make this a very short game. Second base for Byun coming up as well. Nice couple of nades there. Excuse me. The Reapers looking for more damage still. Oh, this could be dangerous now with the speed done. Are all these Reapers going to go down? Needs proper micro, the bouncy nades. Let's try to not die, guys. Oh, boy. That is rough. All the Reapers down, and how much damage was really achieved? Not that much. 500 gas down the toilet, pretty much. That's gotta feel rough. That's gotta feel rough indeed. I believe this is why we see some Terrans from the European scene, such as Thermal. When they do this, they will get themselves the +1 attack upgrade as well for the Reapers, so it becomes a little bit easier to fight off the inevitable Zergling speed wave. And well, definitely didn't work out for Byun there. Was out and about in the open, in the clear, as he just got completely surrounded. Of course, you want to be near mineral patches, near a ramp area, some of this stuff where you can get that micro to work out for you, or even along the edge of the map, right? Just on a corner here somewhere, gonna deny a lot of extra of that surface area. Now, if this isn't a game that BYUL can win, then things might be very, very bleak for him, guys. We'll we'll keep our fingers crossed for him right here. Going for the lair, going for the carapace upgrade. It's looking pretty good. third base does get scouted. The third base for Byun, of course, that is being built in the main base. As the two medevacs now start moving out. Got a full load of marines in each of them, bar one marine. We're one marine short, but we'll look through that for now, right? We'll see it through the fingers. Don't be too upset about it. Alright, how many units are coming in here for BYUL? Has he over-responded? Has he under-responded? Both are just about as dangerous for the Zerg player. Looks alright. Okay, he does give chase here. I wasn't sure if that was the right call, but you know what, he keeps doing it. And Byun does keep picking up the units again afterwards. Let's just put the follow command on these medevacs again. Imagine winning this game now as Byun. That would be crazy. Triple Rex Reaper only getting a couple of links. One drone. Oh, a single queen even being destroyed. Really, the amount of queens that BYUL made helping him out there in a way. That's still a good amount of queens here, good amount of Zerglings as well. The Hellbats actually trying to help out. One medevac still full with marines. Small reinforcements coming as well. Hold up a moment, that's a lot more marines than you were anticipating, wasn't it, BYUL? Oh boy, he's making banelings, but the banelings won't be able to complete. Is this going to be one of the worst ways to lose the game for BYUL? All of a sudden, just more marines showing up everywhere. Two banelings waddling their way in, but will not get anywhere near they need to be. GG, it's called. Byun takes game number 2 as well, and that is gonna cut deep for BYUL here. Maybe I should just keep these games hostage at some point in time, right? I should just not show the game until like 10 people do codes or something like that. I'm sure that will be appreciated. Alright, bottom left side, there's a blue Terran from Shopify Rebellion. It is Byun. I mean, I think we'll get more codes, but I think we'll get more frustrated people as well. In the top right side, it's a red Zerg fighting for Team Prap. It is BYUL. I really like the Team Prep logo. Looks cool. Fancy stuff. Well, looks like Byun has something to do today, doesn't he? You know, usually these quick early moments in the game I try to utilize to eat my breakfast in the early morning, but man, Byun's kicking up the aggression every time quite quickly. Turning up the NT. Now less lucky with his Overlord this time, BYUL is, but he will see this SCV, and that's a big deal. That's a really big deal. Is gonna signal that there will be stuff coming for him, most likely. Or at least that he's gonna have to check. Alright, yeah, he knows. He knows. Look at the amount of drones coming off the line right here. That's a large quantity of drones. He's not messing around. He does not want to go down to some proxy rags. Needs to get this bunkered down. We'll be able to just nibble it into oblivion. Gonna try once again to push these marines backwards. That's a good surround, actually. Gets 2 of the marines. That's fantastic. He's gonna keep on giving chase. Get one of the the SUV survives. One more drone going down as well. Now with these Zerglings here, I don't think we're gonna have that much transpire anymore. That's probably the clean hold. 3 drones go down in total. Not bad at all. I would like to see some more droning coming out of BYUL at this stage. I think he may have overmade Zerglings and, well, overmaking his spine crawler now as well. Definitely over-investing into his defensive setup. There's nothing else coming in anymore for you here, BYUL. You don't need that spine crawler. Unless if he's trying to do like a 2-base muter play with the spine crawler as main, I don't even know. There's no gas here. There's not enough drones to really go muterless anytime soon. Because he wants to counter with the Zerglings, which is why he made the spine crawler, so the Marines still won't be able to do anything. It's interesting. Definitely interesting. There's a low ground command center here without anything to defend it. So, I mean, this quantity of Zerglings, is this gonna be enough to burst down this command center, force a cancel? Or is something else going to happen? Speed 13 seconds off. Wants to try and get that SCV by the bare minimum, I would say. Now going for the... I don't like this. Man, that's... Yeah, that's rough. Not sure how many Marines are coming, of course. That was too many to try and engage. I guess, wait a moment, he did have the Overlord there. So it's not like I'm running in and then, oh wait a moment, there's a lot more Marines behind all these other Marines I did see. No. This was him seeing all the Marines and being like, you know what, let me try to kill too many Marines for my surgeons to handle, which is not great. Right, especially because he also made the investment into that spine. He made a good amount of Zerglings. You want to get something done with them. For the Terran, you could say the same case, but I mean, for the Terran, it's not as bad having these two barracks here, right? Like, there's so many Terran builds right now with just pushes across the map with the two barracks already being a part of it. Doesn't mess up the Terran pretty much at all, I want to say. Their regular tempo is going to be pretty much the same. Their first command center, or the, well, I guess the second one, right? The natural base, the first expansion, that is going to be a little bit delayed, but other than that, not that much. There should be a big follow-up push once again here as well. BYUL struggling to get that drone count up there. 3 bases available. Does have the spine crawler now. Hello, Mr. Hellions. Time to start driving elsewhere. I like that. Ooh, fancy stuff. Fancy stuff. Does get the creep tumor. Does still have to run away from a lot of links though as well. Most likely will lose the Hellions. Oh well. He got the creep tumor, right? Does he have an armory, actually? No. Okay. Otherwise he could have become a Hellbat, of course. Healed up a little bit here as well. Alright. Let's see what the siege tanks will be able to accomplish here. That spine crawler immediately evacuating the area. A scan on top of the siege tanks will clear out the creep tumors. Zerglings prepping for a run around Rosie as Byun set up shop on the other side. Marines already aiming towards the drone line, but take their time with it for the time being. Zerglings here setting up shop so they will be able to grab any reinforcements coming in as well. Good choice. Spine crawler finally starting to pay for itself here. That's rough. Couple of Banelings already going down. The spine crawler now also getting shot down as here comes the flood of Lings and Banelings. Will it be enough? I think it will be. Just gotta be careful with those Banelings. Don't stand too far away from the siege tank. There we go. It's a weird thing to say, don't stand too far away from the siege tank, but that's of course when they will start shooting you again. Right, BYUL holds on once more, but he's made quite an investment into defenses. He's having to replenish all these Zerglings again, and then Banelings. And it doesn't seem like his economy is really in a place already to start these types of trades with the Terran, right? You want to be a little bit ahead of the Terran overall. I guess in the income advantage we do see that actually being represented that way. But there's 3 bases for the Terran as well. The work account is the same. Zerg would have liked to have, you know, be a bit ahead on the work account here, I would say. Just so you can afford to be a bit less efficient with this. You can afford to just keep reproducing the Banelings, the Zerglings, and everything you need in order to get rid of these types of entangling situations. Once again, he cleans it up. Once again, Byun finding the more valuable trades though. And again, if they just stay on a similar economy here, y'all will inevitably lose this. Especially if he's on a lower economy than his opponent right now. 10 SCVs above the work account of the Zerg. I feel like this is the biggest weakness of BYUL right now. Like I like how he takes the fights. I like his micro. I like his planning overall for what type of attack he goes for. All of these things working out perfectly. But it's just he doesn't find the opportunities to make drones. Can't quite squeeze them out when he needs them. At least that's my hypothesis on it. He just seems to be running dry a little bit quicker than another Zerg would. Without that much harassment taking place either. Sure, that's aggression, right? Forcing all these things, forcing all these Banelings, but I mean, how many only 7 drones have gone down, right? It's not an insane amount. It's definitely not an insane amount, but it's definitely causing an insane amount of troubles for BYUL. Can BYUL still find some miracle play here? Some checkmate or anything that could secure this base once again and maybe get some counterattack damage dealt. Let's see. Zerglings starting to spread out. He has the full surround. I don't think he's going to go for the base. He's going to go for just the absolute annihilation of the Terran forces here. Looks like the Zerglings taking it a little bit too long to get on the backside of those Marines, so still making things difficult. The Queens are taking a bit of a beating there as well. Definitely losing a lot more than he would have had to. Now all the Queens are gone. There's another assault on the right side. Yeah, guys, this is a bit uninspiring. Almost, it feels like. Definitely just a lot of trouble for BYUL all the way around. Beyond just masterclass TVZ, showing us how it's done, showing us that pressure on the Zerg. Even if the fights don't always go your favor, as long as you're on top of your macro behind it, it doesn't have to matter. Look at this, BYUL still on 56 workers. We're 12 minutes into this game. He's got, well, the 4th base on the way. And he's hardly mining from anything here, right? He still only has 3 gas geysers. Just pure Baneling. Oh, that's some good connections. Some good proper Baneling connections could still turn this around, of course. Let's see if that is going to be the case. The Banelings here onto this base. Oh, doesn't look like that will be too much. Siege tanks finding themselves exposed, and the Marines having to evacuate the area as well. Hold the phone. The Zerglings really finding a lot of damage right now. Do require more Banelings though present at this area, but look at the amount of damage that those Zerglings are finding in the 3rd base. A lot of SCVs now going down in incredible pace. BYUL finding himself some absolute wonderful success right now. It's taken him a while, but here we go. Losing a couple of drones again. Took out 38 workers on the opposite side of the field. I'll take it all back, BYUL. I'll take it all back if you just survive against this one attack right now. 72 army supply versus 42. Are those banelings really as cost efficient as Artosis says that they are? Let's see. Coming in. Banelings. Will they get the shots? It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. That's still too much. GG is called, and Byun still wins the game there in the end. Here we go. Here we go. Game number 4. In a lot of trouble. Needs to win 4 games in a row. So far it's lost 3 in a row, so it's going to have to be quite the turnaround. Anyway, the top left side, it's blue minerals being mined by red Zerg drones. They are being controlled by BYUL from Team Prep. Wow, that's a very weird way of introducing someone. Bottom right side, the blue Terran player, shown by Rebellions. It is Byun. Byun. Alright, well, let me take another gander here, actually, to this in-game overlay, because that is rather weird. Let me take a look. Pretty sure we have different stuff there now. Corner sponsors, BRB, starting soon, overlay, oh boy, it's not in there. Alright. Oh well, let's watch this then. Let's watch this then. That's unfortunate. Reapers though. Sorry. I think it is an old one. Right, well, anyway. Enough by that. Reaper now coming in here, trying to hit up the Zerglings. Not getting too much done, but he's still making more Reapers behind this, so to be fair, he's kind of proven that he will win any game versus BYUL in any situation. He's a bit more free to do what he would like to do in this one, it seems. Now, on top of those drones, losing a couple of them, already a bit painful, of course. Speed nowhere near done. This could be the first death of a Reaper. No, yes, no, never mind. He's a god. He is an absolute god. Starting to one-shot Zerglings now. This is a problem. This is definitely a problem. This is starting to get way out of hand here. Another queen does show up, but that one queen over here, 1 HP remaining. Zerglings on the other side, 2 of them. You shut down the command center here, so that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Forcing those 2 Reapers back, or the 5 Reapers, sorry. Alright, are we gonna have things stabilize here a little bit? Would be quite something. Circling, speeding across once more. Couple of SCVs here could be potentially hurt. Finding some more damage. 3 more SCVs, that puts the grand total on 5 workers versus 4 workers lost. Definitely still a disadvantage for BYUL here, it would appear, unless if he gets a good clean surround on those Reapers. He's got his Zerglings in a potential position to have this happen. Is he going to try? No, okay, well, I don't necessarily that keen on that attempt right there. Now with the Hellion here, oh boy, Is that working out? I don't know. I guess he gets 5 more workers. 5 more workers, gets a couple of Reapers. And he is ahead on the worker count now, so getting that 3rd base on the way as well. There's already a 3rd base available for Byun though. At least it's already done, right? Orbital, it's transforming into an orbital, is what I'm trying to say. Could just float over. So even though the worker count for Byun not looking all that clean at the moment, he should be able to kind of equalize that out a little bit here on the economic department, seeing that he does have a 3rd base. Aliens, Banshees, and a boatload of Marines. All the Marines you need. Space Marines. Guess we're not allowed to call them Space Marines in StarCraft. I'm just glad I didn't call them Star Marines. Something like that, right? Just Marines, that's fine. That's fine. Little Zergling Scout. Not going to be able to see the attack coming in, but... oh boy. Ah boy. No stealth detection. Do we have a lair? Yeah, we do. So, Overseer. Overseer, where art thou? It's coming. That's already 6 workers having been killed. Now, Banshee might not be able to get too much else done with the Spore Crawlers set up in the main base. Let's see how the positioning works out here for this Banshee. Right, looks like he is going to be able to pick off a couple more than I thought he would. 3, 4, is that a 4th? Oh, doesn't quite get that 4th there. 9 workers in total though. 5 at one base, 4 at another. Very good stuff. 3rd base for Byun has been put down on the ground, but has to be a bit wary for the Zergling run by here. Doesn't want to allow them access into the natural nor the main base. There we go. Zerglings. They're being chased by the Banshee. Hellions trying to cut them off here. The Hellions being spotted by the Overlord, so it's a real cat and mouse game right here. Look at it. This is ridiculous. It's like, oh, you're going this way? Okay, let me go this way. Man, he has set up these Zerglings quite nicely. That's so funny. That is so funny. Oh, you're going this way? Oh, I'll go this way. Are you going that way? Oh, I'll go that way as well. Oh my. Forcing the cancel with Hellions, not something you see every day. Alright, BYUL. Remember, he had a 10 worker lead when it was, what, around the 30 and 20 workers for these players. Now, all of a sudden, Byun, to be fair, he did kill 9 more workers, right, which is a big deal. But BYUL now behind again in the worker count. It's every time. I think this is something I do as well, in particular in ZVT, where because of the continuous pressure, you don't feel comfortable making drones. You're just like, alright, I need more Zerglings. I need the Zerglings here to break whatever's coming at me. Because he's coming at me, and I need to clean it up nicely, otherwise... oh, that is bad. Oh, that is bad. That engagement with the Zerglings that they just attacked, that may have been the final straw, guys. That very well may have been the final straw. Not allowed to take bad trades here as the Zerg in a position like this. Still Still going strong, but that is suddenly a wall of Marines she wants no business with. Baneling's not able to one-shot the SCVs here, unfortunately, either. The base trying to beat defender transfusions can only keep it up for so long, though, as it will be bursted. The hatchery pimple is popped. Zerglings once again on the counter aggression here. There's a lot of SCVs on 1 HP. If you can hold position, that could still be a lot of damage. I mean, 9 SCVs, not bad. It's not bad at all, but it's a bit of a shame. He needs to so much more in the position that he's in right now. Finding some more SCVs with Mutalisk could be a good call. Getting on top of those Marines, will be able to take that trade for the time being. More Marines are spilling on through though as time progresses. 22 SCVs this time have been picked off. BYUL, we've seen him before manage a ton of Mutalisk damage, of course, onto the SCVs, but very soon afterwards he did still fall due to the aggression of Byun, just still coming across the map, relentless in its aggression. As we can see here, these Queens desperate to try and keep themselves alive, finding quite a bit of trouble doing so. Now, finally, the rest of the Zerg army does come in and cleans this up. Where does this put us? Where does this put us? 65 workers versus 65. Which is odd, since the Zerg just killed off, like, what, 20 workers? 4 bases versus 4 bases. Both of them just acquired their 4th base, so again a little bit of an advantage to the Terran there. Army supply 98 versus 81, so that is the one place where you can be like, yeah, well, maybe BYUL can make something happen here. Most of that army supply is in Mutalisk and Zerglings, so it's going to be counter-attack damage really that he wants to be looking for here. He wants to stay on top of Byun, keep Byun from being aggressive. I say that is the name of the game right now. And then behind this, you take more bases, right? Just keep poking, dotting around with those Mutalisk. Have Zerglings and Banelings run in where they can, as the Mutalisk draw attention away elsewhere. There's 2 Widowmines here. You got to be careful with this. But it's actually, never mind, there's 4 Widowmines here. Have to be even more careful about this. Oh, those Banelings, never mind, they do get exploded. Looked like they may have been able to get something going there, but will not be the case. I swear this bench is going to kill this hatchery here somehow, some way. Okay, never mind. BYUL here ready to defend. Talking about defending, this could be a bad one. That Widowmine, absolutely massive, hitting every single Mutalisk and an enormous portion of Banelings underneath as well. And there we go. This attack will just not get anything done. GG is called. Byun with a clean sweep here today, finding victory with quite a bit of ease. Well played, well played.